different sounds. Paul told me he was just short of 380 knots when he hit the puller on yesterday's show, and he's got the same amount of luck as Pete Kingsley, which I didn't have earlier on. He's got a little blue gap to go into. Well, mainly blue. Paul's probably got up to about 4,500 feet, using all that energy as he tipped in into a huge loop, now going away on the B axis of the aircraft, which is nicely showing the yellow underside. He wanted something a bit more British and appropriate. And as you see those yellow undersides, they are the classic of the World War II years, that they were all the prototype aircraft under test were painted yellow, presumably so you could keep well clear of them in case they disassembled themselves in the air. You'll also see it has a yellow P painted on the side. That again says that the aircraft is a prototype. It's not appropriate to this aeroplane. I say it's designed for, built for the Iraqi Air Force, but I say it's just more appropriate for our air show visitors. Paul demonstrated like it's stuck in concrete. Again, Paul showing those beautiful precise ailerons. In this aeroplane, the ailerons are actually connected to the trim tabs, which are small surfaces on the back end of the ailerons. And it's actually moving the control stick, moves the tabs, and the tabs themselves move the ailerons. Fairly new for the end of the Second World War period, but have been used. They were used on some of the early jets as well. But just means that the controls are actually just as effective at 400 miles an hour as they were at 200 miles an hour, without having to have Arnold Schwarzenegger's biceps to operate them. As you see Paul rolling the aeroplane, if you look at the cockpit, again it's a bit like the Bearcat, it's sat right high on top of the fuselage with a sloping forward fuselage going down to the engine, so the view over the nose of the aircraft is very, very good compared with most Second World War airplanes. And of course, this being a carrier designed airplane, that's again a very important thing to have. So the pilot Paul Bonhomme showing his amazing skills, pilot time, but he has to fit these things in. And Paul lives in Dutchland. He's got 4 kids and a very, very, shall we say, understanding wife. And Paul has been flying Warbirds since his, again, late 20s. Actually was actually in the crew room in Berlin. I also flew for British Airways, and Paul came excitedly in and said, "Guess who just rang me up?" And it was the chief pilot of the fighter collection who gave him a pilot's notes for a P-40 and said, "Would you like to fly our aircraft?" And he's been flying them now for nearly 30 years. Now Paul reefing it round now in a very tight high G turn, rolling out on the finals. Let's see what's next. Possibly a roll maybe, or just a flyby. Let's have a look. Looks like a wave goodbye. Superb display, Paul.